श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजतं सहागणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहागणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare
नारायणं
Krishna.
नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। हरे कृष्णा।
Okay, Hare Krishna. So, who else has not joined? The Hari Sankirtan didn't join? Why? Can you call?
I will call him, Prabhuji.
Yeah, because I saw puja and all, because I want you to finish the things. Okay, let's review the chapter here. Mhm. Okay. Part A review, we did Swajamil and Holy Name. Part B review is Daksha Narada and the creation. Part C will be Indra and Vritasura, which is continuation of the Vritasura also in this review section. So I divided into 3. So we have 19 chapters in the 6th canto, 851 sloka, 881 pages. We did 3 division, and we are going to finish in September. That's the plan. Okay. So let's see which chapter. Chapter division 5. Narad Muni caused by Prajapati Daksha. Okay. Can somebody read the first paragraph? What happened? Is he joining or who has called?
Hari Sankirtan Prabhu should be joining soon.
Okay.
I can read,
Okay.
Prabhuji. Chapter 5, verses 1 to
Yeah.
22.
Mhm.
Influenced by the external energy of Lord Vishnu, Prajapati Daksha begot 10,000 sons. The Aryash was in the womb of his wife, Panchajani. Ordered by their father to create more and more population, the Haryasvas went west to the place where the river Sindhu, now the Indus, meets the Arabian Sea. When Sri Narada Muni saw these boys engaged in such commendable austerities simply for material creation, he thought it is better to release them from this tendency. Narada Muni described to the boys their ultimate goal of life and advised them not to become ordinary karmis to beget children. Thus, all the sons of Daksha became enlightened and left never to return.
Thank you. Can somebody read the next one?
Yes, Prabhu. Chapter 5, verses 23 to 44. Prajapati Daksha, who was very sad at the loss of his sons, begot 1,000 more sons in the womb of his wife Panchajani and ordered them to increase progeny. These sons, who were named the Savalasya, also engaged in worshipping Lord Vishnu to beget children. But Narad Muni convinced them to become mendicants and not beget children. Failed twice in his attempt. In his attempts to increase population, Prajapati Daksha became most angry at Narad Muni and cursed him, saying that in the future he would not be able to stay anywhere, since Narad Muni, being fully qualified, was fixed in tolerance, and he accepted Daksha's curse. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So analogies 14. Mixed with the mode of passion, the unsteady intelligence of every living entity is like a prostitute who changes dresses tactics just to attract one's attention. 19. Eternal time moves very sharply, as if made of razors and thunderbolts. Uninterrupted and fully independent, it drives the activities of the entire world. There are 6 questions. What was Narada's purpose in preaching to the Haryashas? Briefly explain 3 items you find most interesting from Narada's allegorical words when he preached to Haryashas. Explain the logic used by Narada to the Savalasas that caused them to renounce the world. So 2 different sets of brother, 10,000 and it is how many? 1,000. Then list Daksha's reasons for thinking that Narada's actions were inappropriate. Because here's the Prajapati. Explain Daksha's analysis of awakening renunciation to cause detachment. Describe Narada's reactions to Daksha's curse. She was completely silent and accepting this curse. 6th, progeny of the daughters of Daksha. Can someone read this one? Sorry, I have to use my
6:1 to 45. As described in this chapter, Prajapati Daksha begot 60 daughters in the womb of his wife, Ashikni. These daughters were given in charity to various persons to increase the population. Since these offspring of Daksha were women, Nag Muni did not try to lead them towards the renounced order of life. Thus, the daughters were saved from Nag Muni. Ten of the daughters were given in marriage to Dharmaraj, 13 to Kashyap Muni, and 27 to the moon god Chandra. In this way, 50 daughters were distributed, and of the other 10 daughters, 4 were given to Kashyap, and 2 each to Bhuta, Angira, and Kashava. One should know that it is because of the union of these 60 daughters, the various exalted personalities, that the entire universe was filled with various kinds of living entities, such as human beings, demigods, demons, beasts, birds, and serpents. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Sorry, I have to make my hot pad. I am still going through. Right. Thank you. Analogies 14. Mixed with the mode of passion. Okay, this is, I think we did already. What benefits does a chaste woman gain in marriage? And why was Daksha careful to beget daughters? Because afraid of Narada. How many wives did Kasyapa have? And who is the father of Yamaraj and the river Yamuna?
Sun God.
Hmm?
Sun God.
Yeah, thank you. Stay to hear Daksha's strong words. So anyway, we'll go to chapter 7, which is Indra offends his spiritual master, Brihaspati. Can someone, each of you, read one paragraph?
I can read verses 1 to 70. During a big assembly with various demigods like Siddhas, Chalanas, and Gandharvas present, Indra, the king of demigods, was sitting with his wife Sri Devi and was being praised by all these elevated personalities. When Indra's guru Brihaspati entered the assembly, Indra did not properly offer any type of respect to or other etiquette. As a result of this pride, Brihaspati disappeared from the assembly. Indra, realizing his offense, became most repentant for disrespecting his spiritual master. He, with the help of other demigods, left the palace to beg pardon from his spiritual master, but could not find Brihaspati anywhere.
Next one.
Verses 18 through 26. Taking advantage of the demigods being devoid A priest, the demons, led by Shukracharya, defeated the demigods, who retreated to the abode of Lord Brahma for shelter and guidance. Lord Brahma explained that since they did not show respect for their guru, and that the demons were properly worshipping the guru, the demons have become so strong that they could even take over Brahmalok. Thus, Lord Brahma told them to take shelter of Vishvarupa. Hare Krishna.
Next. Faster, somebody.
During the last one, bro. The demigod went to Vishwarup with the proper submission required to approach a guru and ask him for his help. Thus, Vishwarup accepted and gave them the Narayan Kavacha prayers, which stripped the demon of their opulence and awarded it to Indra.
So the respecting guru is very essential. And you see, when the demons are having a guru and they are getting the power, but Kali Yuga is so fallen, nobody wants to have guru. And then the mantra is also freely available, but mantra one should receive from a guru, then only it becomes powerful. Narayan Kavach mantra is there in all the Veda. They can get themselves. Indra knows well these mantras are invalid as long as it is given potency by a priest or a spiritual master. Analogy is 14. Leaders who have fallen into ignorance and who mislead people by directing them to the path of destruction, as described in the previous verse, are in effect boarding a stone boat. And so too are those who blindly follow them. A stone boat would be unable to float and would sink in the water with its passengers. Similarly, those who mislead people go to hell and their followers go with them. Why did Brihaspati reject the demigods? What caused Indra's pride? Why did he condemn himself? Summarize the Prabhupada's purport to text 15 and explain the cause of the strength of the demons. Summarize the Prabhupada's purport to text 36. So 18, Narayan Kavach. Okay, can someone read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Verses 1 to 11. On the request of King Parikshit, Sukadev Goswami explained the process and the subsequent prayers of the Narayana Kavacha. First, one has to perform Achamana and sit on Kusha grass facing north and chant Om Namo Narayanaya, touching different parts of the body for the different syllables, and then the same process in reverse. Then the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya is chanted on the fingers, and then Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya on various parts of the body, and end with Ma Astraya Pat. Finally, thinking oneself qualitatively one with the Lord, he is ready to chant the Narayana Kavacha prayers. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Verses 18 to 34. The prayer meditates on various incarnations of the Lord and requests protection from various angles and from various calamities. Protection from Matsya in the water, Vamana on the land, etc. In this way, one meditates on the different forms and pastimes of the Lord and requests protection from each of said forms.
Next.
Vishwarup explains the great power of the mantra, relating a story of Brahmana who used it when he gave up his body via mystic powers. As a result, the protective shield of the Narayan Kavacha caused the king of Gandharva Loka plan to crash simply from flying over that side. Thus is the power of the Narayan Kavacha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. As a blazing fire burns dry grass into ashes with the assistance of the bridge, may the Sudarshan Chakra burn our enemies to ashes. Briefly explain the purpose of the Narayan Kavach. Choose and explain 5 of the elements of the Narayan Kavach described within these sections. Define Ahingra Upasana. What is the Ahingra Upasana? Is likely self-worship. What is the greatest impediment to devotional service? What was Lord Buddha's mission? In text 13 to 15, what protection for the different forms of the Lord offer? 7. What is meant by Advai Gyan? Why are cause and effect one? Why is the worship of the Lord's weapons and ornaments recommended? What benediction is offered in text 41? And what principle of mantra chanting is explained in text 42? 9th, appearance of the demon Briktasura. Okay, go ahead.
Verses 1 through 10. When King Indra found out that Vishwarupa was also offering oblations to the demons who were his family, out of fear, Indra cut off his 3 heads. Indra suffered 1 year for his heinous offense, and then distributed the remaining reactions among the earth, water, trees, and women in exchange for certain benedictions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tvashta, the father of Vishwarupa, upon hearing of his son's death, summoned Vritasura to kill Indra. Vritasura was so powerful that he defeated the demigods, swallowing all of their weapons and stripping them of all of their strength. The demigods then took shelter of Paramatma and offered prayers asking for his protection. The Lord thus appeared before them, and the Devatas continued with their prayers of glorification.
Being pleased with the demigods, the Supreme Personality of Godhead advised them to approach Dadichi, who was protected by the Narayana Kavacha and who indirectly gave said prayers to the demigods via Twasta and Vishwarupa, to ask for his body. Dadichi would comply with the request of the demigods, and with the help of the bones, Vishwakarma would be able to prepare a thunderbolt which would kill Vritasura.
22. The Supreme Personality Godhead is the only shelter of everyone. Anyone desiring to be protected by others is certainly a great fool who desired to cross the sea by holding the tail of a dog. 43. One need only seek shelter of the shade of the Lord's lotus feet. Then all the material tribulations that disturb him will be subdued. Just as when one comes under the shadow of a big tree, the disturbances caused by the heat of the scorching sun are immediately mitigated without one's asking for relief. Questions in this section. What is the Vedic system for knowledge acquisition? In text purport 1. Why did Indra kill Vishwarupa? Was his action proper? Why did the demigods decide to worship the Supreme Lord in this pastime? Why can't the conditioned soul see the Supreme Lord face to face? In 25, you can see, and some philosophers advocate that Prakriti and Purusha are the cause of the universal creation. What is the Vaishnava's response to this claim? Explain how the different forms of the Lord are revealed to the devotees. Why is it difficult to understand Krishna and his activities? What factors influence the ability of the jiva to perceive the super soul? Describe the important influence transcendental bliss has in the life of a devotee. 10. What is the difference between Sakama and Akama devotees? And what are the spiritual disadvantages of being a Sakama devotee? 11. Does a devotee need to inform the Lord of his material needs? 12. How are material tribulations automatically subdued? Why do the demigods specifically pray to Krishna and not Vishnu? In what way was the Lord dissatisfied with the demigods? How does Krishna reciprocate to someone who approaches him to fulfill material desires? The battle between the demigods and Vritasura. Okay, can somebody read?
One Devatas speak about dharma. Dadichi at first refused the request to give his body over to the demigod. But after he was satisfied by their plea, Dadichi agreed to shed his gross body and place himself at the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, so that the demigods could utilize said body for the destruction of Atrasura. Thus, from those bones, Vishwakarma made a thunderbolt and presented to Lord Indra.
Thank you. Next.
Verses 13 through 33. There was a great battle between the demons led by Vritasura and the demigods led by Indra. Through the course of the battle, The demons showered weapons so numerous that they blotted out the sun, but they were all cut to pieces by those of the demigods. Thus defeated, they fled the battlefield, leaving Vritasura to fend for himself. Seeing this display of cowardice, Vritasura, smiling, began to speak on the inevitability of death, and how it is better for a warrior to fight fearlessly in battle and die than to flee and then later die a coward. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. In 28, there is a Bengali saying that if a vulture crosses a cow to die, the course will not be effective. Similarly, accusations made by demonic persons against devotees of Krishna cannot have any effect. Do not worry of their course, okay? Questions. Identify underlying principles behind a devotee using his body properly in Krishna's service. How are the above principles foundations to spreading Krishna consciousness? Describe what motivates a preacher. Analyze Dadichi Muni's leaving his body. And how did Dadichi Muni avoid perceiving the pains of death? Hmm. Okay. So, okay, give me 1 second. Okay, where is that gone? Okay, coming. Okay, because you'll see your marks here. Canto 6. Okay, I'm sharing back again. Hmm. Okay, now let's do some analysis on this reflections of knowledge. Knowledge is, let's say, Daksha had 10K sons named as Arya, so something like that, right? So this is knowledge. Skills. What are the skills?
Narada Muni was able to control.
You got the point. Yes. Narada Muni was able to convince to take the path of renunciation, right?
Mm,
That is
yes.
his skills. Can you do that? No. That's why he's very powerful preacher. What is the value?
Dhritarashtra advising Indra even in the battlefield.
Yeah. Vritasura advising Indra not to flee, rather to fight. Indra and other demigods especially. And the demons. Demons are fleeing, right? What's the attitude?
The Dichi Muni giving up his body for
Dadichi Muni, you know, giving his body and charity. This shows a good attitude. He has the attitude to serve the Lord fully.
मैं अलग से 15 कौन अलग से लेके जाएगा जाने से लेके
Knowledge is like the Narayan Kavacha, how to apply
Mhm.
Narayan Kavach.
What is that?
How to apply Narayan Kavach.
Yeah, I mean,
Learn.
it should be specific. What is how to apply Narayan Kavach, right?
Demigods learned how to use a Narayan Kavach.
That may be a skill.
No, no, knowledge. Knowledge is like how to apply Narayan
Yeah,
Kavach.
when you say apply means it is you are doing a skill. You learn the mantra. You learn
That's
the
knowledge.
mantra is a knowledge, but how do you apply to refine better chanting is the skill,
Hmm.
right? So that's what you are saying, that they learn the mantra, that is the knowledge, which is various parts. Let's say put it in mantra chanted in various parts. Om Namo Narayana, then Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this is information, knowledge. But to apply it, okay, what are the skills?
Applying the Narayan Kavach to protect
Yeah,
demigod.
that's also skills, applying Narayan Kavacha and bringing the flight down also, right?
Mhm.
These are the skills. You can stop the car in the middle of the freeway by your remote. Skills. What is the value?
So Dadichi agreed by seeing the value of for the benefit of the populations, he agreed to give up his life for the benefit of. Yeah, yeah. But then
It's a
The
family
Narayana
values like,
Kavacha, the
go ahead.
Narayana Kavacha protects, right? So that is a value, right? All
Yeah, I mean, that is a protection, but what is the value? Krishna Mahamantra protects.
Indra accepting the mistake and he's repenting and then he's
Yeah, that's right. It's a attitude. So Indra understood
you should not disrespect the
the
spiritual master. That also
the
can go in attitude.
offenses at the lotus feet of his spiritual master and realized it because he has a good attitude. It can be used both values also, but it has more likely attitude. So
So Indra learned the value of having the spiritual master.
no, that is mostly you can say the demons learn to have a spiritual master. That's the value. It's a good people. The sattvic people is eating dal and sabji. Then you say that a tamoguni persons knows how to appreciate the dal and sabji, right? That becomes
Okay.
a good value.
Okay,
So
so
both are
demons
value.
then.
Yeah, the demons have also, demons knew the value of having a guru because the demigods are already having a guru, they know. So they are sometimes, and Vishwarupa, the family value is also Vishwarupa offered the oblations to demons, being the value of a descendant of demonic side. So that's what this value is, that you support. By the time something comes that, okay, I support problem with my team. What is the team? Cricket team, some team or World Cup, Argentina. So we have certain values which manifested. So Biswarup also, these are the things which manifested.
So on the knowledge, can we say Vishrupa had three heads and they were used for three different things?
Yeah, yeah. This knowledge is kind of information with some some additional, abstract. This Rupa has 3 heads and functions in each. Okay, what is the skill?
Attitude, Prabhuji, attitude, Indra accepted the chastisement of Brahma, and then
Indra accepted what
he
Brahma
followed the
said
instructions.
to offend his spiritual master. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they agreed because by the time he realized already that he understood. That means anybody
No,
says also,
okay,
he personally understood it. I mean, that was his good attitude. Again, some superior gave, if he was not understood and his Brahma came, that could be an additional attitude that he has respect for the superior. But he has already understood, I already understood my mistakes.
okay.
Now, Ashtasaki told me, yes, because you already understood. She said, if I did not understand, I did not acknowledge my mistakes, but Ashtasaki said so, then I accepted, then it can be said the other way
Oh,
around.
Skills is yeah. Vishwakarma was able to make the thunderbolt from the bones of the Dadichi. That's a skill.
Vishwakarma.
Yeah. Vishwakarma only created. Yeah. Vishwakarma, not the
Vishwakarma did the
Vishwakarma only created the thunderbolt from the bones.
on the bones. Okay.
Hmm.
For the thunderbolt, for the Adichis one. Okay.
To kill the Vatrasura.
Okay. So what is the attitude there?
No, I'm talking about the skill.
Okay. Skills. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He's a skilled man. He built a temple or something. Vishwakarma. Is it Vishwakarma designed the thunderbolt?
From the Dadichi's bones.
Yeah. Somehow I myself also.
yes, Prabhuji, Vajra.
Vajra was made by Vishwakarma. I thought it was self-manifested. Okay. Yeah, this is a skill. Vishwakarma designed the thunderbolt from Dadichi's bone, right? Yeah. So we have one more attitude for the attitude problem.
The four when Indra wanted to hand over his curse to woman, earth, water, and tree, they all accepted. That's a positive attitude. Yeah.
Accepted with a boon, not like that.
Not boon, they were curse. Curse, they accepted curse on behalf of Indra.
Understood, but they received a boon, not freely, I'm saying.
Not all of them received boon.
That's what
What the
I'm telling
woman
Baba. It's not likely. I gave you 5 luggage, my all sofa and all to Chandas Badan Prabhu, but you charge me $500 per month. So it is like that. You did not give free. So all these 4, they received a boon from Indra. You got it or not?
sorry, we had a side conversation. What was that?
Did you understand my analogy or point?
No.
So what he's saying is that they didn't get it, they took the curse, but they also got a bone in behalf. It was like a give and take relationship. So it's not like just basic values, but attitude was it was like a give and take. I mean, yeah, they also got some benefit out of that.
So a help is there. That's what I give an example, crude example. I have my sofa and my furniture I wanted to keep. I kept it in Chandravadan Prabhu accepted it, but he asked me for $450 per month.
Oh, okay, I see.
So yeah,
So
when you accept it, but it's not a charity. You accepted at the emergency situation, but you also demanded some remuneration. But they did not demand, but out of love, but there is an expectation. But nevertheless, that can be also said that you have the 4 great personalities accepted the sinful reactions of Indra.
There is one more, like Indra was hesitant to kill Vatrasura because he knows that he is a Brahmana, and so that's a kind of attitude.
Yeah, because he just experienced. He wants to.
Yeah, it's not.
He got
Yeah.
already sinful reaction. Killing a Brahmana means then it is he himself told to kill him. But at the time he was not a Brahman. He was a demon. He was in Rakshasa, Brahma Rakshasa.
Mm.
So it cannot be called a killing of a Brahmana. When you are doing really performing sacrifices, Vedic rituals, you are Brahman. At the time you do, then you will get heavier sins.
Accepting, what is its name? Vishwarupa as their guru, although he was born of a Asura family, was it considered a value or attitude?
That is more likely, need, because they are desperate. They are desperate to have a guru.
Okay.
So he was qualified one. So they are looking
And
for
then,
someone to have a guru. So it's a value, but doesn't matter because it's a need. They wanted to perform sacrifices and all.
okay. And how
Yeah.
about the second set of brothers accepting the instructions of Narada just because Narada told that, okay, your brothers followed this? Would
That's what
that
we
be
said, the Narada Muni skill, that is Narada Muni skills.
no, Narada skills, but the brothers' attitude or values? What would be that?
Yeah, that's also attitude of
Attitude.
both the brothers. They have a positive attitude. And if that is a value, then they will get the value of the family with Daksha to not to take it. If you apply the value, then they should not have not taken the instructions of Narad Muni, because they will maintain the family values, which is Daksha said, to produce more children. But because they have a perspective, a higher values, attitudes towards the spiritual life, that's why they accepted the instructions of, which is cutting down their family values. That's why we should understand. Okay, very good. We did good churning of the 5 to 10 chapters so that we have some understanding. Okay, now we are going to do the are you ready for the quiz or what?
Yes.
I think give me 1 second whether that quiz is working or not. Okay, I think so. This is very easy quiz this time.
Prabhuji also has to take the class also, right, Prabhuji?
Yes, after the quiz.
Okay.
Okay, so quiz is there in the chart. So 8:45 by 8:55. Okay, 10 minutes max. Go ahead, all the best. Please, everyone, turn on your video, please. All of you, turn on your video and separate each of you sit. So Gopi also.
Prabhuji, my laptop got stuck.
Okay, try it. Try now. 2 more minutes. Okay, if anybody needs time, 2 more minutes, I give you. Finish it.
Okay, done.
Okay. I hope everybody's done. Somebody needs time? So, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I finished earlier, but I couldn't submit. It's not working.
Hmm.
If I click submit, it's not going, Prabhuji.
So refresh your button and then do it maybe again. Okay. Refresh maybe one more time. Or click one time and then you do it. Click the link again and try to see submit button is there. Everybody got the submit button?
Yep.
Okay. Click Mataji, click on the link again and perform one more time. Okay.
One more time. Okay, okay.
I don't know if you're saying a problem, then click again the chart and see whether you have submit button or not. Check first.
Okay, okay.
Okay, let's start our in the meantime, considering the time. So chapter 11, please go ahead, Prabhuji.
1 second. Yes. Okay. Narayana Namaste Naram Chevanarthamam Devim Sarpatim Rasam Pikodam Pirai. Okay, we already done the Mangalacharan, so we'll continue. Okay. So chapter, you can hear me, correct? So we are in chapter, Canto 6, chapter 11, Vatrasu, transcendental qualities of Vatrasu. Right? So we did this. Okay. So this is the part C, 11 to 19, Indra and Uttarasurya and Chitraketu. So we are doing this. Okay. So it's divided. There are 27 verses. And first five verses are about Vatrasura chastising the demigods. And these are actually, it was there, some chastisement is there in the prior chapter also. And Vatrasura fights the demigods, 6 to 12. And Vatrasura chastises the Indra, 13 to 17. And Vatrasura instruct Indra, 18 to 23. And Vatrasura offers exemplary prayers. Okay. The last four verses are very beautiful. And that's a lot of people recommend that we should memorize. Okay, the glories of the holy name. So I use this is a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sistastam Cheto Darpanam Marjanam Bhava Mahabdavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kerava Chandrika Vitaram Vidya Vadudhi Vanam Anand Buddhi Vardhanam Prati Padam Purnam Vadanam Sarvatma Sanapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So the translation is glory of the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditions life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Then there is a from Padyavali, from Rupa Goswami, verse number 16. Amhaha samhara akhilam sakrad udayad eva sakala lokasya Taranir Eva Timira Jaladhim Jayati Jagant Mangalam Hare Nama. As the rising sun immediately dissipates all the world's darkness, which is deep like an ocean, so the holy name of the Lord, if chanted once without offense, dissipates all the reactions of a living being's sinful life. All glories to that holy name of the Lord, which is auspicious for the entire world. Hare Krishna. There, I also found one more, but we won't go. That's 6.13, which is Canto 6, 13th chapter. So, but yeah, we're not discussing right now. Okay. So, Vatrasura chastises the demigods. So, there first five verses. So Sukadeva Goswami narrates how Vatrasura was a commander of the demons, and but he saw like that the other demons were fleeing the battlefield, and so because of and he was disturbed, um, and because they were disturbed by the fear, and so they could not accept his words. O King Parikshit, the demigod taking advantage of a favorable opportunity presented by time, attacked the army of the demons from rear and began driving away the demonic soldiers. So you can see that demigods were taking control of the situation there. And because of that, the army, because they didn't have any leader in the demons, and seeing the pitiable condition of the soldiers, Vatrasura, the best of the Sura, who was called Indra Satru, the enemy of Indra, was very much aggrieved because he was concerned why the demons are running. Unable to tolerate such reverses, he stopped and forcibly rebuked the demigods, speaking the following words in an angry mode. So this is where Vaktasura will talk to demigods. O demigod, these demonic soldiers have taken birth uselessly. Indeed, they have come from the bodies of their mother exactly like stool. What is the benefit of killing such enemies from behind while they are running in fear? One who considered himself a hero should not kill an enemy who is afraid of losing his life. Such killing is never glorious, nor can it promote one to the heavenly planet. So there is a very nice analogies given. We will discuss in when we go on slide 16 in analogy. We'll talk. Srila Prabhupada discuss and explain the meaning of mothers exactly like a stool. Or insignificant demigods, if you truly have faith in your heroism, if you have patience in the course of your heart, and if you are not envious for sense gratification, please stand before me for a moment. So here, Vatrasura Vatasura rebuked both the demigod and demonic soldiers because the demons were running in fear of their lives and demigods were killing from them behind. The action of both were abominable. When a fight takes place, the opposing parties must be prepared to fight like heroes. This is what Srila Prabhupada is explaining in purport. A hero never runs from the field of battle, and we can see clearly the demons were running, and he always fights face to face, determined to gain victory or lay down his life in the fight. That is heroic. And killing an enemy from behind is also inglorious. And we could see the demigods were killing those demons who were fleeing the battlefield. That is also not acceptable. Um, when an enemy turns his back and runs in fear of his life, he should not be killed. This is the etiquette of military science. So both were actually not followed in this war. Patrasura fights the demigods. So you can see Sukadeva Goswami said, Vatrasura, the angry and most powerful hero, terrified the demigods with the stout and strongly built body. When he roared with a resounding voice, nearly all living entities fainted. And Vatrasura actually roared like a lion. And actually, here, actually, it was much more louder than maybe thousands or millions of lions. And because of that, demigod became fainted. His as the demigods closed their eyes in fear, Vatrasura taking up his trident and making the earth tremble with a great strength, trampled the demigod beneath the feet on the battlefield, the way a mad elephant tramples hollow bamboos in the forest. So he killed many of the demigods by doing this. Um, when the Vatrasuras was killing the demigods, Indra naturally become intolerant and threw at him his great club, and which actually Vatrasura caught in his left hand that club, and in return he the powerful Vatrasura again threw this club to King Indra, and this club actually hit the elephant. You can see here, and elephant broke his mouth, and he was fall down. And while Indra was on his back. So when he saw Indra's carrier elephant thus fatigued and injured, and when he saw that Indra morose because his carrier had been harmed in this way, the great soul Vatrasura followed religious principles, refrained from again striking Indra with the club. So we can see the quality of the Batrasura. He actually did not immediately attack, and he waited for Indra to recover from the last blow. Taking this opportunity, Indra touched the elephant with his nectar-producing hand, thus relieving the animal's pain and curing its injuries. Then the elephant and Indra both stood silently. So Indra was actually recovered immediately by the touch of the hand of the Indra, and that's a magical power that Indra had. So we could see that. So now Vatrasura chastised the Indra. So when the Vatrasura saw Indra, his enemy, the killer of his brother, who was his brother? Does anybody know who was he?
Vishwarupa.
Vishwarupa, the three-head person, yeah, demigod, yeah, demigod, guru of the demigod. Uh, Vatrasura remembered how Indra had cruelly killed his brother. Thinking of Indra's sinful activities, he became mad and with lamentation and forgetful, laughingly, sarcastically, he spoke the following. Okay. So, can anybody wants to read the first 14, 15, 16, and 17?
I will read, Guruji.
Yeah, fine.
Sri Vritasura said, "He who has killed a Brahmana, he who has killed his spiritual master, indeed, he who has killed my brother, is now by good fortune standing before me face to face as my enemy. O most abominable one, when I pierce your stone like heart with my trident, I shall be freed from my debt to my brother. Only for the sake of living in the heavenly planets, you killed my elder brother, a self realized, sinless, qualified Brahmana who had been appointed your chief priest. He was your spiritual master, but although you entrusted him with the performance of your sacrifice, you later mercilessly severed his heads from his body the way one butchers an animal. Indra, you are bereft of all shame, mercy, glory, and good fortune. Deprived of these good qualities by the reactions of your fruitive activities, you are to be condemned even by the man eaters Rakshasas. Now I shall pierce your body with my trident, and after you die with great pain, even fire will not touch you. Only the vultures will eat your body. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So last one, you are naturally cruel. If the other demigods, unaware of my prowess, follow you by attacking me with raised weapons, I shall sever their heads with the sharp trident. With those heads, I shall perform a sacrifice to Bhairava and the other leaders of the ghost along with their foes. So, yeah, while this conversation is going on, Indra is thinking in his mind, oh, I just killed the Vishwarupa and received the extensive sinful reaction. But I was favored by the woman, land, tree, and water, and therefore I was able to divide the sin among them. But now, if I kill Batrasura, another Brahmana, how shall I free myself from the sinful reaction? So, while this war is argument is going on, Batrasura doesn't want to attack Indra because he's chastising and he's waiting for him to be ready. And Indra is thinking, okay, how do I kill him? Because he's a Brahmana. So the constant battle in the battlefield within their mind. Batrasura instructs Indra further, but I think if Satyasudha Prabhu, you want to read three verses and then three Hari Sankirtan Prabhu?
Okay, 18, 19, 20, right?
Yeah,
Prabhuji?
yeah,
But if this battle you cut off my head with your thunderbolt and kill my soldiers, O Indra, O great hero, I shall take great pleasure in offering my body to other living entities such as jackals and vultures. I shall thus be relieved of my obligations to the reactions of my karma, and my fortune will be to receive the dust from the lotus feet of great devotees like Narada Muni. O king of the demigods, since I, your enemy, am standing before you, why don't you hurl your thunderbolt at me? Although your attack upon me with your club was certainly useless, like a request of money from a miser, the thunderbolt you carry will not be useless. You need to have no doubts about this. O Indra, King of Heaven, the thunderbolt you carry to kill me has been empowered by the prowess of Lord Vishnu and the strength of Dadichi's austerities. Since you have come here to kill me in accordance with Lord Vishnu's order, there is no doubt that I shall be killed by the release of your thunderbolt. Lord Vishnu has sided with you. Therefore, your victory, opulence, and all good qualities are assured.
yeah. So before we go next one, so here the few notes are Sri Narottam Das Thakur says like that. Sings Eche Goshani Yara Mui Dara Dasa Tan Sabara Pada Renu Mora Panchagrasa. So this is a Nama that's is the name of the song Nama Hariharai Nama Krishna. So in that, what it says, I am the servant of the six Goswami, and the dust of their lotus feet provides me my five kinds of food. A Vaishnava always desire the dust of the lotus feet of previous Acharya and Vaishnava, and that is the mood Vatrasura also has. Like he is ready to be killed, and he is not afraid of that. Vatrasura. For Vatrasura knew that it had been prepared in accordance with basically the thunderbolt which Indra has is prepared in accordance with the instructions of Lord Vishnu. Although Indra had doubt because he could not understand that Lord Vishnu's order never fails, Vatrasura understood Lord Vishnu's purpose, and that's why Vatrasura is encouraging Indra, okay, that you come and kill me, and this time your thunderbolt will work because um, um, actually by the bones of Dadichi, which was as instructed by Lord Vishnu, correct? So here I found in the Srimad Bhagavatam 6.9.53 that connection. uh, Dadhyanancha, Atharvaha, Atharnaha, the son of Atharva, Dadichi, Dadhyancha, his name is also Dadhyancha. Invincible protective covering known as Narayan Kavacha was given to Twasta. So actually, Dadichi who gave this Narayan Kavacha to Twasta, who delivered it to his son Vishwarupa, and from whom you have received it. The Indra has received it. Because of this Narayan Kavacha, Dadichi's body is now very strong, and you should therefore beg him for his body. So that is the connection, and from this verse and 20, so we can see Narayan Kavacha. Oh, sorry, the bones are actually invincible, and this is what he it was Lord Vishnu actually gave him this blessing that if you use Datich's bones, because they are covered by Narayan Kavacha, will be invincible. And Vatrasura knew very well here. So next 21, Hari Sankirtan Prabhu, you want to read 21 to 23?
By the force of a thunderbolt, I shall be freed of material bondage, and shall give up this body and this world of material desires. Fixing my mind upon the lotus feet of Lord Sankarsana, I shall attain the destination of such great sages as Narada Muni, just as Lord Sankarsana has said. Persons who fully surrender at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and always think of his lotus feet are accepted and recognized by the Lord as his own personal assistants or servants. The Lord never bestows upon such servants the brilliant opulence of the upper, lower, and middle planetary systems of this material world. When one possesses material opulence in any of these three divisions of the universe, his possessions naturally increase his enmity, anxiety, mental agitation, pride, and belligerence. Thus one goes through much endeavor to increase and maintain his possessions, and he suffers great unhappiness when he loses them. O Lord, the Supreme
Oh, sorry.
Personality, our Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, forbids his devotees to endeavor uselessly for religion, economic development, sense gratification. O Indra, one can just infer how kind, what is it? How kind, that word is missing. The Lord is, such much is obtainable only by unallowed devotees, not by persons who aspire for material gains.
Okay, so he's still instructing the Indra. Okay. Now, the Vatrasura is offering the prayers. These four prayers are very beautiful. O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, will I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servant, Dasanudas, who finds shelter only at your lotus feet? O Lord of my life, may I again become their servant, so that my mind may always think of your transcendental attributes. My words always glorify those attributes, and my body always engage in the loving service of the Lord. So this verse gives the sum and substance of the devotional life. This is what Srila Prabhupada says in the purport. The one must first become a servant of the servant of the Lord, Dasanudas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised that, and he also showed by his own example that a living entity should always desire to be a servant of the servant of the servant of the Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis, Gopi Bhrataha Pada Kamalayor Dasanudasa. This means that one must accept a spiritual master who comes in the disciplic succession and is a servant of the Lord. Under his direction, one must then engage one's three properties, namely the body, mind, and words. The body should be engaged in a physical activity under the order of the master. The mind should think of Krishna incessantly, and one's words should be engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord. If one is thus engaged in the loving service of the Lord, one's life is successful. So this is the success formula is given in this 24. O my Lord, source of all opportunities, I do not desire to enjoy in Dhruva Loka, the heavenly planet, or the planet where Lord Brahma resides, nor do I want to be the supreme ruler of all the earthly planets or the lowerly planets, planet systems. I do not desire to be master of the powers of mystic yoga, nor do I want liberation if I have to give up your lotus feet. So he doesn't want to exchange his Lord's lotus feet for anything. That's what this verse is. That is desire. O lotus eyed Lord, the baby birds that have not yet developed their wings always look for their mother to return and feed them. As small calves tied with ropes awaits anxiously the time of milking, when they will be allowed to drink the milk of their mothers, or as a morose wife whose husband is away from home always longs for him to return and satisfy her in all respects. I always yearn for the opportunity to render direct service unto you. So this is nice analogy, and we're going to discuss in 17. Um, okay. Yeah. And 27, O my Lord, my Master, I am wandering throughout this material world as a result of my fruitive activities. Therefore, I simply seek friendship in the association of your pious and enlightened devotee. So that's a devotee association. My attachment to my body, wife, children, and home is continuing by the spell of your external energy, but I wish to be attached to them no longer. Let my mind, my consciousness, and everything I have be attached only to you. So they are the four prayers. Yeah. So here, actually, there is one more Narottam Das Thakur in the same um, there is a one more verse comes Tandera Charana Se Bhakti Sane Vasa Janama Janama Hoy He Abhilasa. To serve the Lord and the servants of his servants in the association of devotee is the only objective of pure unalloyed devotee. So this is the some substance of the prayers of Vatrasura. So I found this Sanskrit verse little interesting. So maybe Sugopi Mataji, you want to read this in translation?
ओके प्रभुजी ममोत्तमश्लोकजनेषु सख्यं संसारचक्रे भ्रमत स्वकर्मभिः त्वन्माययात्मात्मजदारगेषु आसक्तचित्तस्य ननाथ भूयात्. O my Lord, my Master, I am wandering throughout this material world as a result of my fruitive activities. Therefore, I simply seek friendship in the association of your pious and enlightened devotees. My attachment to my body, wife, children, and home is continuing by the spell of your external energy, but I wish to be attached to them no longer. Let my mind, my consciousness, and everything I have be attached only to you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Yeah. Okay, so there are practical applications. Three, as we identify in this effort, practice strategic simplification to protect your peace, like accumulating excessive material opulence and constantly endeavoring for more leads to a heavy psychological toll, like and enmity, anxiety, mental agitation, pride, and belligerence. So this is the side effects of accumulating more. Shift from networking to heart-centered community. That is a devotee association. Okay. Pray to be a servant of the your Lord, eternal servant, and seek friendship in the association of Lord's pious and enlightened devotees. Anchor your attention through the body, mind, and speech alignment. So this is what actually one of the prayers. Pray to the Lord that mind always think of His lotus feet, words always glorify Him, and body always engage in His service. Okay. Okay, contrast. So there are interesting contrasts in this chapter, Vatrasura versus Indra. Okay, so Indra was focused, the conditions of his mind. Indra was always thinking of his kingdom, and Vatrasura was always looking for his liberation. Okay, the focus of words. Vatrasura, his words was to glorify the supreme, and Indra was the wars were driven by the political diplomacy and self-preservations, and that's how he convinced Dadichi to give up his body. Okay, and then engagement of the body. Vatrasura used his body as an instrument of ultimate service of the embracing his destiny. So he was ready to give up his body for liberation. And Indra, and on other hand, he used his body and weapons solely for self-defense and expansion of his pride. Okay. So this is the both are devotees of the Lord. One is using mind and words and body in one way, and the Vatrasura, on other hand, was also a devotee of the Lord, but he is using all three in a way so he can be liberated. Okay, so very nice. So pure devotion versus material pride. Okay, so analogies. There are two analogies in this chapter. One is the Vatrasura insulted the demonic soldiers by comparing them to the stool of their mothers. Both stool and cowardly son come from the abdomen of the mother, and Vatrasura said that there is no difference between them. A similar comparison was given by Tulasi Das, who commented that a son and urine both come from the same channel. In other words, semen and urine come from the genitals, but semen produces child, whereas the urine produces nothing. Therefore, if a child is neither a hero nor a devotee, he is not a son but urine. Similarly, Chanakya Pandit also says, Ko artha putrena jatena yo na vidwan na dharmika kanena chakshusha kimva chakshuha Hidayava Kevalam. What is the use of a son who is neither glorious nor devoted to the Lord? Such a son is like a blind eye which simply gives pain but cannot help one sees. Actually, yeah, very interesting discussion here. Actually, I used to hear when I was a small child, people used to say like, what is it? Chamar, the mooth, Chamar's mooth, in the basically our local language, which is the means like the urine of a chamar. Chamar is the one who take the skin off a dead cow uh, because they are useless and in the society. And if somebody is addressed that way, then you can see how they were compared. It's very interesting how Indian society was there back then. Okay, they were very knowledgeable, I guess. Okay, text 26. A pure devotee always yearns to associate personally with the Lord and render service unto Him. The examples given in this regard are most appropriate. A small baby bird is practically never satisfied except when the mother bird comes to feed it. A small calf is not satisfied unless allowed to suck the milk from the mother's udder. And a chaste devotee wife whose husband is away from the home is never satisfied until she has the association of her beloved husband. Okay, so there are the summaries, battlefield valor and dharma of the Vatrasura, transcendental material death, and unalloyed devotional surrender. That's qualities of the Vatrasura on high level. This defines his character. And preaching application, I'll accept both success and defeat in life as an arrangement of the Lord, using every situation to deepen my remembrance of Him instead of becoming proud or depressed. Like in this case, Vatrasura is going to give up his life, but then he is not worried. He is actually remembering Lord even in that adverse situation. Preaching application, a devotee does not aspire for promotion to higher planet or mystic power, but only for service of the Lord's servant. Like that, we have two more like humble, fearless surrender, ready to lose everything external, but unwilling to lose the Lord's lotus feet. Okay, and morally, I will avoid cruelty, dishonesty, and ambition for sense gratification, like Indra. Okay. Okay, that's it. Thank you. And yeah, I'm open up for any question, answer. Otherwise, we are out to 9:30 already. So, okay, I need to
Yeah,
stop.
we'll take some questions, reflection. That's always doesn't matter. Time is nowhere.
Okay.
Let's take some reflections.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much nice analogies and the contrast. That slide was also very nice, Prabhuji. I want to ask why, even though Vritasura is he has nice devotional qualities, why we are calling him as Asura? Chitraketu got curse and born as Vritasura, but still, uh, why he has to die and then.
Yeah, that's a very interesting. So I was also thinking on same line because there were other Asura devotees like Prahlad Maharaj, the Bali Maharaj. They were actually Lord's devotee, but they didn't have to leave their body. They are still there. But Vritrasura, on other hand, came in this body as a demon, and he's been killed. The only way to understand, and I was thinking same way, like the way you are thinking, is that we have to introspect the his prior life. And prior life, where Chitraketu, he was a Chitraketu was a king, and we probably going to learn more about Chitraketu going forward. But we all know that he was he had like thousands of wives, and how he got the son and how he lost the son, all that stuff, and then finally he gave up everything, and because he was got frustrated with this material life, and then he got cursed by the Parvati later on to become a Sura. But that was for his own, like, because he's got satisfied with this material world. He has no other intent, like, desire left for him. And the only desire he had is to go back to Godhead. And this was the best arrangement for him by the Lord.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So,
Mhm.
since he is going back to Godhead, this the demoniac body doesn't matter in this life.
It really doesn't matter. But whatever body, the external, that's what he's one of the I identified. The external
Yes.
what external things are not important. What is within your mind that, oh, I always want to be in the association of your lotus feet of the Lord, and I don't want to trade anything against that. Then that's a mentality we have to develop, and that's a mentality Vatrasura had. So it really doesn't matter for him whether what body he had. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Sorry. Any other question?
Any other
Please start.
questions, comments?
I think it's a very good explanation of comment, like what you mentioned. Then it's like doesn't matter what body we take. Right. So, like in Bharat, for example, in the deer body, he could realize that what mistakes he made, and he made it like ensured that he didn't commit the same mistake again. So, depending upon the consciousness, like it's Krishna's mercy that even in that body he could remember Krishna. Like most of us, like when we are born, we cannot remember actually any of our past. Even if we are a good devotee, we cannot remember any of those things. But it was Krishna's mercy that Rasra could remember, and he could advise, instruct Indra, and he was conscious of Krishna when he was getting killed and got like benediction to go back to Godhead. And that curse was definitely a blessing for him in disguise, actually, because otherwise he would have continued to live like a king and enjoy the material life. But he got deliverance in one life after that.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Okay. Any other? Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chandravadan Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So, Gopi Mataji, did you submit your quiz or no?
Yes, Prabhuji. I have got the like you have submitted your response has been recorded. It is
Yeah.
coming.
So, did you do second time or the first one you were able to
No,
submit?
no, refresh button I clicked. My Prabhuji helped. So after that, I was able to submit.
Refresh, then your answer may be gone,
But
or it was.
answers were there. It was there,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Okay, you're lucky. Okay, no problem. So, who is presenting next, Prabhu? Saraswata Prabhu?
Yeah, 1 second, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
It is Pushpadharani Mataji, August 13th, chapter 12, Glorious Death of Vritasura.
Okay.
And then Hari Sankirtan Prabhu, August 20th.
14th.
Then you are giving a break actually, August 27th for Balram Purnima and September 3rd for Janmashtami.
Okay. So next week I'll be in DC, so I won't be joining, but you guys can still continue. We don't want to
Okay.
stop that. 14th because it
Okay.
is not evaluations, he already presented. So as long as evaluations needed, so you can still do the 14th. Okay.
August 13th of 12th chapter.
August 13th, the chapter 12, right?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Put it in the text. So that's
Okay.
good. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpatarvesha Kripa Sindhivachya Patitana Pavanebhyo
Patitanam
Vaishnavibhyo Namo.
Pavnebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaः.
So when are you doing the group exercise? After Janmashtami?
Yeah.
Okay, discuss that. Okay, it is already announced what is the topic and all.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Very well.
Very good.